This is the Cool Photo Tools Podcast, episode number 53, February 8th, 2016.
Are you sick of trying to learn all the new photo software? Are you tired of hearing about the next big thing in photography? Well, neither are we. Welcome to Cool Photo Tools with Jay Bierstorff and Rhonda Spencer.
Today's sponsor is Audible.com, who has more than 180,000 audiobooks and spoken word audio products. Get a free audiobook of your choice at www.audibletrial.com/coolphototools. Good morning, cool heads, and welcome to another exciting episode of Cool Photo Tools. We're trying to work out some new video technology here, so hopefully we'll get it all figured out. And also with me today here is Rhonda Spencer.
Where else would I be? I'm always here. That's it.
There, I had to fix your title. Said my name for a second, but now it says your name.
Yeah, you knew it wasn't. That wasn't true.
Yeah, this is going to be a rough start on this. So
this is.
we're gonna have to get used to it sometime.
Just my hair too. With these headsets.
Yeah, and now you see we're on video. Those of you who haven't looked at our video episodes yet, we're doing both the audio and the video, so that's bound to make things more complex as we go. But
and hopefully he edited me out doing my hair.
No, you're on. See right there on the camera.
I know. I see.
Okay. We could go back to this. How about that?
All right.
Okay, there.
That'll work.
Oh, now you can see.
Hey, you can
that.
see my eyes.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
bizarre.
scary.
Okay.
All right, that's better.
All right, let's just go back like that.
Okay.
Those of you listening on the audio version are like,
what?
What's happening? Well, Jay's trying to learn how to use a switcher at the same time as he talks. And those of you that have tried to do more than a thing at a time, it's difficult.
Yeah,
isn't it? It's difficult. See, it's difficult there. See, I was talking and had your picture on.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to put your picture back and you talk.
No.
Yeah, you got to give me some time to make an adjustment here.
All right, make your adjustments. Fix whatever you need to fix. Is it good?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. What am I talking about?
Well, why don't you tell us about the first thing on your list today?
Oh, okay. So, I have more software this time than anything. This is a new software I hadn't seen before. It's, okay, switch over to my laptop so that you can see it, Jay. It's called PickACure.
Oh, that's
Right
yours.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
well,
me.
I've got the same screen on mine.
Amazing, huh?
I probably looked at your notes and put it up there.
This is a software for sharpening. Oh, he was just talking about scroll, so you can scroll very easily.
Yeah, scroll smoothly.
Scroll smoothly.
So
it's like, yeah, so it
people
doesn't.
watching on video don't fall out of their chair.
Anyway.
Well, I'm seeing this on screen. There's a nice picture of a hawk attacking a fox, and it's very sharp and
Very sharp.
little particles of snow are flying around. There's a winter scene. So what's the deal behind this? Is this supposed to, the pictures that you're already taking, they're not sharp, and is that what you're supposed to do here?
This is supposed to help with sharpening, and they have a mode that's supposed to help with sharpening when you have an image that is moving.
But isn't there already sharpening
They're all
in Photoshop, for example?
Well, there is, but a lot of times, I don't know if you've noticed, I'm sure you have, a lot of times when people use sharpening in Photoshop, you end up with a lot of halos.
Well, that's if you sharpen too much.
Yeah.
You don't want to sharpen. You don't want to sharpen that much because that's over sharpened, and that is typically the mark of the amateur.
It is.
Over sharpened.
This is to help keep you from doing that type of sharpening. And what I saw, I took some of my raw images up and sharpened it with it. I was pretty happy with it. Not horribly expensive right now. I think you can buy this for, what was it? They have it on for $39.
So there's a trial version that you can get.
No,
then.
sorry. I'm lying to you. This one is $99.
Oh, $99.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you have a 30-day trial version. So
Okay. Well, you should be able to find out if it's going to work for you or not
Yeah.
during that amount of time.
And I tried it. And like I said, I thought it was, yeah, it was, I don't know if it was $99 good, but it was definitely good.
Do you think it was better than what you would get in Photoshop, for example?
I think so. I think easier, but the other thing that I found with it, it is slower. So when you go to process an image, it takes it a while to do it.
Well, but if it's churning out a lot of information, or working really hard,
Yeah.
That's probably not a surprise. Do you think?
Yeah. Well, I use another software that is a sharpening software that I compared and I thought did just as good. It goes in as a plug-in, but I think it has a standalone version on it too that I thought worked just as well.
And which one was that?
Focus Magic.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that
Have
one.
you seen
That is
Focus?
from the same people that do. No, I better not say because I don't know. Tell me who does that. Is that Focus Magic? Is that the name of the company?
Yeah, that's the name of the company.
Okay, all right. Well, is it similar in price comparison?
No, I think
wise?
it's actually cheaper. Let me look here because I put it down.
Well, we like cheaper.
Yes.
Cheaper's good.
Focus Magic is available for both Macs and PCs and is a 65. So $30 cheaper. I really like Focus Magic. It doesn't take as long
Okay.
on processing. I compared the two times.
All right.
And I think that both do equally as good a job.
So, okay, there it is on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Focus Magic. Yeah. All right. So,
So what sharpening software do you use, Jay?
well, generally, I try to get it sharp in the camera.
Well, of course, but if you're shooting raw, you're always going to have a certain amount of your picture is going to be a little soft.
Yeah. Well, I think I would agree that any amount of digital images will benefit from some sharpening in your processor, your Photoshop, or whatever program that you're using. I don't know that there's a rescue for this. The temptation would be because sometimes you get pictures where the focus point was off a little bit, where you focused maybe just slightly in front of where you wanted to be, or a little behind, and it'd be nice to be able to move that focus point, or else to just recover the image enough. And I have never found any of these programs that can really do that. That if it's not really sharp in the camera, these are not going to really help you, I don't think.
Now, interesting with this one, though, is that they talk about that they could actually use it for forensic work because, all right, see right down here.
Where like you've got an out of focus license plate on somebody
Yeah.
that, and you could bring it into sharpness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, does this do convolution?
Explain. I'm not sure if I
Well,
know.
convolution is some of these programs do that, which they actually take the out of focus areas, which are like what they call circles of confusion.
Mm-hmm.
These as something becomes farther out of focus, it kind of blurs into little circles. And there are some mathematical formulas that you can actually kind of reverse engineer that. Not perfectly, but sometimes enough where you might make something that's unreadable readable. But so you don't know.
Well,
they would probably say if they did.
I know that this actually, here's kind of an image that they're showing. There you go.
Okay, but you could probably read that anyway, right?
yeah,
They're showing
maybe.
a picture of a car license plate. It says it's completely unreadable before correcting the motion blur. Okay. Now that example, okay, that's
pretty good?
Yeah. All right. So, forensics tutorial. Okay. It probably does do convolution then on that. I would think that's pretty much how you have
because
to do that.
that one you would look at, you really wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, because you couldn't just use a sharpening or edge detection in Photoshop and make those come out.
No.
Okay, Focus Magic.
Yeah, I like it.
Focus Magic, and the one you had before that was
The other one before that is PickACure Plus.
Gesundheit.
Yeah, I know.
Spell that for us.
PickCure with a plus mark.
PickACure?
PickACure.
PickACure, I don't know.
Beep, 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 beep.
Anybody knows how to pronounce that? Send it in.
Hi.
We'll fix it.
I like the image, though. I like this image that they put on the front with that fox.
Well, that's a nice image.
Is that not a great
That's a beautiful image. Yeah, you can just go to their website.
Oh my gosh.
PickCurePlus.
I would love to say that was my shot. That is a very cool shot.
Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah. Good marketing tool right there when they put that one up.
Yeah, and that's the one we were talking about with the hawk and that's attacking the
Fox.
the fox, and the fox is giving him a yowl, and he's got his talons out.
It's like
the hawk does, not the
snow
fox.
flying.
Yeah,
you know,
it's pretty cool.
Very cool.
All right, let's see what's on my list here.
Okay.
So on my list, I've got a new item that was announced here, and this actually, I'm going to show you the website here, but this is bhphotovideo.com, their website. I buy stuff from them. Do you buy stuff from them?
No, I haven't ever. No.
B&H?
Oh, B&H. I'm sorry. Of course I do.
I was going to say.
Yeah, B&H. Yes.
Yeah. So this is the Asus ZenFone Zoom ZX551ML, and it's a smartphone. And normally we wouldn't talk a lot about smartphones on Cool Photo Tools, except this one is a little unique, and then it has a 3-time optical zoom lens on it.
On the phone.
On the phone with optical image stabilization, and surprisingly, it's not as thick as you might expect. You would think that, and that's typically, I think, why we're not seeing zoom lenses on smartphones, because it makes them too thick. You can't get them in your pocket. So I don't know what.
Nothing's worse to have your phone in your pocket and it zooms out, and all of a sudden people are going, "What is that?"
Yeah, I don't know what technology that they are using here, but it looks pretty cool. Yeah, and again, this is a pre-release. The item is not out yet, so it's supposed to come out in the next few weeks. Well, if you're interested in having a smartphone that's got a zoom lens on it. Now, admittedly, it's not a huge zoom, 3 times, but still.
Who's putting it out?
This is Asus, the computer manufacturer.
Interesting.
I think they've had a few phones out prior to this, and the price here is about $400, $399. You can pre-order those. They're supposed to be out February 1st, which is a little bit after we have recorded this, so we'll just have to see.
Verizon pick them up?
I think on the unlocked phones, generally, they'll do all the carriers, or you can buy a version for that particular carrier. Yeah, so you want to check that before you buy if you're going to put it on a specific carrier. I see. I'm just looking at their website here. It says the AT&T, T-Mobile. Let me just look down here.
If they're doing AT&T and T-Mobile, they've got to do Verizon.
Well, but now Verizon has a different radio.
Oh?
Yeah, I'm not seeing it listed on this particular one. Not seeing Verizon on this one. Anyway, something to check out. That's the Asus ZenFone with a 3-time zoom on that. Okay, back to you.
All right. I'm going to do software again.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Today's my software day.
I say.
Portrait Pro. And I thought this is very interesting for you people who do people.
People. I'm not going to sing the rest of that so we don't get a takedown notice.
Yeah, exactly. But I was really impressed with this. This software, put it back up, Jay. Show this. Look at some of the stuff that the software does. So not just skin smoothing, but color correction, which is really good. And it's very, very easy to use.
Do you own and use this?
I actually downloaded it and tried it, yeah.
I actually own this.
Do you? Do you like it?
I do.
Yeah.
And I've used it since version 5 or 6.
Not this one. The one that they put the makeup on the girl amazes me on that one. And not this guy.
Yeah, well, that's some of the new iterations of this. This is Portrait Pro Professional, and this you can use as a standalone or as a Photoshop plugin. And it is a software that is designed to help retouchers. The people.
Okay, this one. Watch. See? Look. Amazing. Look. Makeup. Yeah, looks good.
Yeah, you're right. This is really, if you do a lot of people. If you do a lot of pictures of people, portraits particularly, I would say this is a no-brainer. Especially if you do a lot of them, like you're doing football teams or senior portraits. Particularly weddings. People, teens are clear skin challenged. So we say we used to call them zits, but they're pimples.
Yeah.
and just skin imperfection, just skin texture.
Yes.
And I think this is a problem because we have lenses that are so sharp now that
they show every imperfection.
They do. They show every little tiny imperfection or skin texture thing. Anyway, so to kind of knock that down a little bit, back in the day, we used to do diffusion, or you could use a diffusion filter. But those kind of have another kind of look to them. But this Portrait Pro Professional is, and they make, don't they make a couple different versions, Rhonda?
Yeah,
they
do.
Yeah. So anyway, I think the top of the line one is about $140, something like that. And you can upgrade them periodically. And this is up to version 15, is it now?
15 now, yeah.
And that was, I think, where they added a lot of the makeup controls. But prior to that, it's been good. It's been really indispensable for portrait photography or school photographers where you've got a huge amount of students that need to, you got to get them through. You got to have to process these. This will help you do it very fast.
Yeah, because it is. It's really quick. It's amazing.
The old versions used to have to, tell it where the eyes were and where the mouth was and the nose was. But the new one, it finds it.
Oh,
it
yeah.
just zips right through there and finds it.
Yeah, it does.
So, yeah, I should definitely download that. And what was the website again on that, Rhonda?
This one is portraitprofessional.com.
Portraitprofessional.com. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that software. And also this, one thing you got to watch out for with it though, one thing that it does, and I don't know if this is in the new version, but in the previous version, one of the things it would do was it would do face sculpting. And it was set to do that. It was turned on automatically. And they found in doing research that face sculpting, where if they actually made the lower part of your jaw more narrow, that it often caused people to think, that person was more attractive on the and certainly made them look younger. So something to watch for this when you install this. Watch for face sculpting, and check it, turn it off or turn it down. Just play with it a little bit so you know what it's doing, because sometimes it's kind of shocking. You're like, wow, that really changed the way that person looks, and that is controversial, I think.
Yes.
The face sculpting part is like, sometimes I'll use a little bit of it, but usually not as much as they have on the presets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's not automatic on this now.
Good, yeah, because I used to have to turn it off. That was...
It's like you have quite a different list of what you would like to use, so it's not mandatory that you use it. But yeah, it's quite amazing.
It's really nice. A nice package, particularly if the more faces that you have, and you can do group shots. You don't have to do just one shot. I mean, the examples are showing you are all single portraits, but it'll work on a group. You can have a group of 15 or 20 or more people, and you can retouch every single head in there with this program and enhance that skin. The skin enhancement, where they're taking the skin tones down. I mean, you can do a ton of stuff in here. You can change hair color, and you can just go crazy with it.
Yeah, you can change eye colors.
Yeah.
If you decide that you don't want someone with blue eyes, you want them with brown eyes.
Yeah.
You can change the size of the pupils in the eyes.
And without being a Photoshop expert. You could do that stuff in Photoshop. All this stuff could be done in Photoshop, but not this fast.
Not this fast.
Yeah, this is what really is why it's worth its money here.
And right now, this version is like $39, I think, which is, for software is terribly cheap. Yeah, $39.95 right now for the software.
And that's the standard version?
And that's the standard version, which does a huge amount of stuff.
Well, there you go.
But like I said, it amazed me how quickly and how easily it was done. So if you shoot people, this is a no-brainer.
You mean if you photograph people?
Sorry. Yes, if you photograph people, not if you shoot people. That is bad, isn't it? I shoot people.
Well, it's a traditional photography term. I don't know why, really, because, a camera isn't really like a gun per se. I guess you sight through it. I mean, that maybe they're referring to that as the viewfinder, and maybe that's where they came up with that term, but it's no longer politically correct. But you could say it if you want. We know what you mean here. We don't care. It's all right.
That's right. We're going to get a T-shirt that says, I shoot people.
There's probably already a bunch of them out there, with a big picture of a camera on it. Probably perfectly fine. Okay, so up next, I've got something to show you here.
Okay, what you got?
And this is Snapseed from Nik Software, which is now owned by Google. So I guess it's by Google now since they bought Nik. And do you use the Nik filters on your...
I do.
on your Photoshop. The Nik filters are really, and still are, kind of an indispensable Photoshop tool that they really can add lots of interesting visual effects to your images. Anyway, so they were a little pricey and a little daunting for mobile use, for if you had a camera phone. They did make a PC version of this for a while, and Google killed that while they were doing things with it, where they bought it. Anyway, but I really think Google bought this. They bought Nik. Yes, thank you. We're getting our Amazon Echo in the background has decided that whatever I just said required an answer. I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
So she replied, I can't find the answer to that. Well, of course you can. I haven't told you yet. Anyway, this Snapseed is as a mobile app, so, for the iPhone or for the Android phones. And it has a lot of the same tools in it that the Nik filters do. Anyway, this is why I bring this up. We've talked about this before, but a lot of the new camera phones coming out now shoot in the .dng format or RAW format.
Right.
So they're taking a complete sensor dump and then they're letting you manipulate all the image to a great effect. So you have a lot more control over tweaking it after you've taken the image than you do when it's converted to a JPEG. And before that, you'd have to dump this to your computer. You'd have to move your file to the computer, and then you could manipulate it with Photoshop or whatever other program you used. But now, Snapseed works on the raw files. So you never have to leave your mobile app. You can stay right on your camera phone, and you can use Snapseed to use all these tools to adjust the image, to flip it around or turn it or add special effects. There's all kinds of different stuff that this does. But since it now works on the raw files, you're getting much, much better results, than we did before. That's it. That's what I got.
All right.
Snapseed.
So
and it's free.
Ugh.
You got to like that. The price, free. Snapseed, especially if we have one of the new smartphones that does shoot in the RAW format, you'll see a big difference with this. But even if you don't, if you have an older smartphone, you still take pictures, Snapseed is one of the must-have things that you should have for that. Okay, you're up.
All right. So you talked about Nik filters.
I did.
And so I want to show the coolest thing that Nik filters does. Switch over so that you can see my screen.
Okay, those of you that are listening on audio, just put your eye right up to the speaker.
Right up. Can you see it? On the screen, you will see there is a...
That's a bird, isn't it?
Yes, that is.
A picture of a bird.
That is a picture of a bird, but...
What kind of a bird is that?
That is a ring-necked pigeon.
A ring-necked pigeon. Okay.
Correct. So, this is Nik filters. And this is the coolest thing that Nik filters does. Let's put a control point. This is what sold me on Nik filters.
Yeah, if you haven't used Nik filters, okay, this is your call. And I think I paid like $700 for the package, back in the day. And,
it isn't that anymore.
After Google bought them, now you get the whole works for $149. So they were a great deal, at $700, but at $149, it's a no-brainer.
They're a no-brainer.
So what Rhonda's showing you here is what they call the U-point technology. And it's just that you can put a little tiny pointer on a part of the image and change just that part.
So let's look.
Without masking or without having to do complex selections.
So I'm putting it on the brightness. And
so she's making that eyeball
That's
brighter.
a lot brighter than what I would ever do. But look.
And it doesn't really change anywhere else in the picture.
So let's switch. Let's move that point around and show you what happens.
Yeah, and this is the Vivezza Nik plugin that Rhonda's using on this.
And it's amazing.
But if you buy them, you get all of them. You get all their entire set. All comes together for $150. But you can't buy them individual anymore.
So you can take these points, take them, say that looks like it's too bright for you. Let's bring it down, bring it up. You can take it there. You can change the contrast. And then as easily as that you've done it, now let's hit OK.
I like the way it takes the adjustment. It makes a new layer for you.
It does.
So that you can, if you didn't like what it did, you could start over easily.
Right.
Or if you thought it did too much, you could adjust the opacity and blend it in.
And Rhonda's got so many things that are opened on her laptop right now. It's taking time to think because normally it doesn't take this long. Okay, did you just see it? Did you see it move? Let's go back to my layers. Let's look. Original.
I think Rhonda needs a new laptop.
Oh, she doesn't. This is fine. I don't use my laptop enough to. Okay, so let's do this. Let's take there and there.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
It is. It's a huge difference. Very easily done. And it doesn't, the thing that I really find amazing with the NIC filters is it doesn't necessarily ever look overdone.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to go out of control or too far with them. And as photographers, one of the things that we try to do all the time is we try to deal with contrast. We try to make, we try to get our images to not be too contrasty. And this Vivezza gives you control point by point. You can just get in there and manipulate it exactly to make it look really, really good. So.
Then I have one other one of it that I like is the Define 2.
Yeah, Define, D-F-I-N-E.
Define.
It's in version 2.
So,
and this does noise reduction.
It does.
Sharpening.
And it does it automatically by looking at your image. So let's look here. Can we? This one isn't necessarily all that noisy, so it doesn't help.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to see this.
Yeah, if you have a noisy image, it's going to pick up, it's going to reduce the noise in one easy swipe. Again.
I think this error is a little bit on the conservative side, so...
Okay, well, kind of there. Now you can kind of see.
Yeah,
Look, noisy here, not noisy here.
Not my favorite of the NIC filters, but it's still... you get it anyway, so...
It works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rhonda says...
It does. I like it.
Rhonda says it works.
Rhonda says it works, and she likes it a lot. Well, anything that makes working with images easier, quicker, it's better.
Yep, I'm with you there.
Yeah. And that's it. That's on this one.
That's all you got?
On the NIC filters, that's all I got on this one.
Okay.
I think that everyone should invest in it. I don't think that they would be disappointed in it.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I think it's a very worthwhile addition. NIC filters.
Yep. And Jay turned me on to those. Yeah, from Google. Who originally had them before?
NIC.
NIC.
Yeah, N-I-K, a company called NIC. Yeah, which, yeah.
And they sold out to Google.
They did. I think Google made them an offer they could not refuse.
Oh, right on.
Don't know what it was, but I'm sure it was.
Yeah, I'm sure it was pretty good.
Impressive.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got one thing to talk about here. So we're looking on Adorama's website, adorama.com, which is another one of those great camera stores from New York that you can order stuff from. And I just discovered these the other day. And this is a smart charger for batteries. A lot of times when you buy a camera now, they don't give you a charger. They're like, oh yeah, plug this into a USB port, and
that's true.
And then plug that into your camera. Well, that if that's the only way you can charge a battery, then you can't use the camera while the battery's charging. So oftentimes you can buy third-party camera batteries and also chargers. And look at this one, Rhonda. This one is called Green Extreme, and these aren't new per se,
right.
But the thing that's interesting about this one here, I'm going to zoom up on this for the video here, is it's got an LCD screen in it rather than just, sometimes they just have little flashing lights, they're
right.
like,
you have to look and see, is it flashing three times?
If this flashes yellow, then it's 75%. If it flashes green, then it is 82%. If it's solid green, it's 97%. If it's solid green with two flashes,
Canon's even better with that. It's like flash, 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 flash. You have to look and see what is the code that it's telling you.
Is the faster it's flashing, does that mean it's almost charged?
It does.
Or the faster it's flashing needs more time to charge.
I know. It's convoluted.
That and passwords. I'm just, it's like I'm running out of brain space to save all this information. So this little charger here has this. It tells you what percentage of the battery is charged. And if you're in a hurry and it's only hit 87%, you can grab it and go. So I'm really liking that. Those are, that's pretty cool.
Handy.
Yeah.
How much is that?
That's a green battery. Well, it's going to depend on which battery you need. But this one is under $20 for this one. This is for the Canon BP110 batteries, but they're different. And I think some of these go up to, up to $30, $40 depending. And they have some of these that will charge two batteries at one time. So it's a sweet deal. I'm good with that.
Woo.
And we have time for just one more thing, Rhonda.
Oh, what do I want to talk about? Well, that's a dual thing, so I'm not going to talk about that. Okay. No, not yet. Yeah, I'll talk. All right, so this is more of a dual thing, which we were just talking about Adorama. Do you ever use Adorama picks?
Yes, I've used Adorama picks. I've gotten very good results from them. They also sometimes, when they have sales, are very inexpensive. So.
Yeah. So what I'm talking about is their books that they do. They're Flatbooks, which are beautifully flat. It says they're beautifully flat. They really are beautifully flat.
Oh, and you brought one to show us for those of you watching our video version on YouTube
like
here.
This so that you can see it. But when they talk about
so you use these for like weddings.
I do.
And stuff.
I do. It's wonderful. So
and this is the Adorama Picks Flatbooks.
When they're talking about flat, they're talking, am I showing it okay? Is there too much reflection?
Oh, can you see on the monitor?
No, because I have to lean like this to see.
Because somebody left their treadmill in the way.
Somebody put the treadmill in the way, and I had to do it like this. So they're nice, thick pages, as you see. They're not like little thin pages. They're nice, thick pages that lay flat. If you fingerprint them, they can be rubbed off, so it doesn't ruin the image. And look, they're lovely. If you flip over to the website on my computer, you can see they're showing, perfectly flat.
Yeah, so these, you also have the cover printed to those people that can't see at home. So that's kind of an advantage there too. It looks like a whole book. You've got a custom cover where there's a photograph on the cover. You can print the back and you can design it yourself. So you have several different types of layouts that you can do and design them. So what does a typical wedding book cost? How many pictures and how? This book is what? It's about 8 by 12, something like that?
This is actually a 10 by 10 square.
10 by 10. Okay, I know they make different sizes.
This is 10 by 10. So when it opens up flat, it's actually a 10 by 20.
Okay, so you've got a picture that goes across the fold, and that actually looks pretty nice.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll make a book like that, and if the picture goes across the fold,
you're going to lose somebody in the middle.
Somebody in the middle is going to have their face smushed.
You can actually see everybody.
Of course, that picture is nobody right in the middle, but still.
Well, kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, it's and that's why they call it a flat book,
That's
right?
Why they call it a flat book.
The picture's in the middle, nobody gets squished in the staple.
But it doesn't necessarily have to be just people. If you had your nature photography, say you had a great amount of landscapes, great little book to be able to throw on your coffee table for all your friends to look at. It's attractive. Anyway.
Okay. Well, you know what time it is.
What time is it? Time to go.
It's time. It's time to go.
Time to go.
Yep.
Time to go. Hope we filled your minds with things to think about.
Okay, cool heads.
Yeah.
That's it for this week.
We'll see ya. That's
your fill of photo goodness for this Monday, and hope it'll last you all the way till next week. So until we see you next time.
Say goodbye.
Say what?
Say goodbye, Jay.
Goodbye, Jay.
Bye, Jay.
All right. Bye-bye.
See ya.
You've been listening to the Cool Photo Tools podcast. Sign up for our mailing list at coolphototools.com. Got a question? Send an email or MP3 audio file to info@coolphototools.com. Thanks for listening.